Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Verna Lin, and I'm heading up GRI's Greater China Regional Hub that include 3 capital markets, including mainland China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan, and I'm based in Hong Kong. So thank you for inviting me here today. And I'm going to start with my session to share with you some global sustainability reporting dialogues, or should I say debates. And then I will share with you about the ESG from investors' perspective. Then we'll also talk about how sustainability reporting could reflect this challenge, or actually, personally, I think it's opportunities. Then we talk about some GRI and UN Global Compact's works together in SDGs. Then I'll wrap it up my session with GRI's upcoming plans in 2020. So what's some global dialogues about sustainability reporting? Essentially, first of all, should we make it should we keep it voluntary, or should we make it mandatory? And I'll share with you the case in Greater China region and GRI's position. So this is according to a study by McKinsey, like 82% of the investors, they agree that we should make it mandatory to do sustainability reporting. Sorry, and why? Because voluntary is too slow. And because it doesn't reach enough companies, and also it will create these increasing pressures from the market to make it mandatory. But then there's also I also listed here another report, and what mandatory disclosure could lead to. Essentially, there's an increase of social responsibility among the companies, and there's also there will be create a prioritization for sustainable developments and so on. So what about the case in Greater China region, since I'm heading up the regional hub? So in 2014, Taiwan became the first market to implement mandatory sustainability report. And you could also see this. In each capital market, the name is actually a little bit different. So for example, in Taiwan, it's called CSR report. That's according to the different structure and elements in each different capital market. And then, so since 2014, they also mandatory adopt GRI standard as their sustainability reporting. So according to this, CSR1 is a research institute based in Taiwan. The research shows 37% higher of EPS and almost double of the ROE among the companies who do sustainability reporting. But I wanted to share some view here about the stronger rationale behind. So actually, perhaps it's not because the company it's not much to do with they do sustainability report or not, but because the company, they actually care so much to prepare sustainability report, they make it perform better. So I agree with that. So because we can't dig into how they do the research, but we can think this way. Yeah. So how about the current practice in China and in Hong Kong? Currently, mainland China, it's still voluntary. So, and in mainland China, they still call it CSR report. They also call it CSR report. And in Hong Kong, has made it, so current practice in Hong Kong is called comply or explain. So that means they actually require all listed company listed in Hong Kong Exchange to do ESG disclosure. If you don't, then you have to explain why you do not disclose. So interesting here is how Hong Kong, what sustainability report in Hong Kong is actually called ESG disclosure. That's to do with the nature of financial and investment industry in Hong Kong. And just a bit of information. Hong Kong Exchange is currently reviewing and updating the ESG disclosure and is scheduled to submit it to its listing committee for approval in this December. So the conclusion of this debate is at GRI, yes, we do support mandatory report. This is just a chart showing you how Global Stock Exchange is promoting reporting activities and ESG disclosure. So the second debate is, shall we integrate sustainability report into our annual report or not? I understand the argument. I understand the argument is mainly came from the reporter's burden, because for those who actually preparing the report, it's probably too much for them, or it's a lot of burden. I saw some people knocking their heads. I don't have an answer here for this, but I do wanted to share my personal question about this. Personally, I disagree. The reason is because annual report is a summary of what the company do in the past year. So it's naturally, it's very much backward looking. But for me, sustainability report is very much about forward looking. It's to review what the business's activity do and contribute to the social side, the economic side, or environmental side of the sustainability. So for me, sustainability report is very much about the impact in the future. So my question is, how do we integrate something is forward-looking into something is backward-looking?